Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to everyone. I hope all of you are well in the Ramadan month. So for today, I will give explanation about subject verb agreement. So for your opinion, for your information, subject verb agreement is the most basic grammatical part in English. So if you got this right, so you will have a grammatically correct sentence. Alright. So before we start, we need to know which one is the subject and which one is the verb. Okay. Okay, what is subject? Subject is the topic or the things that we are talking about. Okay, and what is verb? Verb in Malay is kata kerja. Okay, so the verb need to agree with the subject. So only then you will have a grammatically correct sentence. Okay, for example, we have two sentences here, number one and number two. Okay, so where is the subject in the first sentence? The dog growls when he is angry. Okay, so the dog here is the subject, and the word growls here is the verb. So what are the difference between sentence 1 and sentence 2? Is the subject and verb. Okay, the first one, the dog here is a singular subject. Okay, while the verb is singular verb. Okay, if you can see, singular verb will have s at the end of the words. Okay, and for sentence 2, the dogs, okay, this one we have s after the word dogs, so it is a plural subject. Okay, and the verb is growl with no s. Verb with no s is a plural verb used for plural subject. Okay, so now let's see rule number 1. Okay, rules number 1. If the subject is singular, the verb must be singular too. Right? Subject is singular, the verb must be singular. Okay, this is the subject, no s, so it is singular. So is the verb. Okay, is and are what we call verb to be. Okay, is and are is verb to be. So if we want to change is into another verb, we can use the boy. No s. The boy kick the ball. The boy kicks the ball, because the boy here is singular, so singular verb with s. Okay, alright. And if the subject is plural, the verb must be plural. So here is a plural subject because we have s after the word boys, so are is a plural verb. Okay, if you can see, plural verb is the verb without s. Okay, like this one, no s. Okay, no s is a plural verb. So if we want to change this sentence, we can use okay, we can use the boys, because we have has s here, and the verb is no s, kick the ball. So see the difference. Singular subject, the verb have s. Plural subject, the verb no s. Okay, that is rule number 1. Okay, let's see, move on to rule number 2. Alright, so rule number 2, if two or more singular subject is connected with the word and, the verb must be plural. This is a basic understanding. Okay, the cat, what is the meaning? Two or more single subject. So the cat is the first subject, the dog is the second subject, and it is connected with the word and here, so the verb must be plural. So where is the verb here? Are is a verb to be. Verb to be. So it is plural verb. Okay, so two or more single subject, it is here. The cat is the first subject and the dog is the second subject, and the both subject is connected with the word and, so the verb must be plural. Okay. Next, rules number 3. If one or two single subject is connected with nor, with the word nor or, the verb must be singular. Okay, this is the first subject, Melly, and this is the second subject, Linda. Okay, we have two subject now, and it is connected with the word or, right? So the verb must be singular. So this is the verb, singular verb. Okay, let's go to another example. The teacher, subject number 1, or the teacher nor the student, the teacher nor the student, subject 2, know which one is the best. Okay, we have two singular subject. Okay, the teacher is the first single subject, the student is the second single subject, and it is connected with the word nor. So the verb here must be singular, right? Must be singular. So single subject must have s. So I forgot to add s here, so it should be knows, right? Next rule, rules number 4. If the subject include both singular and plural noun. Okay, so maksudnya ada satu subject singular and another one subject is plural. Satu subject singular, satu subject plural, and connected with the word or nor. The verb must agree with the subject that is closer to it. Maksudnya verb mesti agree dengan subjek yang paling dekat dengan dia. Okay, so for example, in this sentence, this is the verb. So before the verb is the subject. So which one is the closest? Maksudnya yang paling dekat dengan dia, yang sebelum dia lah. Macam ni, subject. So which one is the closest? So mestilah Johnson ni. Okay, dia mesti agree dengan subjek yang paling dekat dengan dia. Okay, so the Johnson ni, the Johnson or Sue is coming for dinner. So verb dia nak ikut mana? Ikut yang paling dekat dengan dia, iaitu Sue. So this is singular subject, singular verb. Okay, and second set example, Sue or Johnsons. So Johnson here is plural kan. Okay, so this verb must agree with the subject before it or closest to it. Okay, yang paling dekat. So yang paling dekat dengan dia adalah Johnson. Takkan nak ikut Sue. Salah, sebab dia jauh. So dia ikut yang paling dekat sebelah dia. Okay, so this is the plural verb. Okay, right. Next. Okay, the verb must agree with the subject, not with the phrase between the subject and the verb. Okay, the verb must agree with the subject, not with the phrase between. Phrase between ni maksudnya ayat di antara dia. Okay, for example, one of this is the subject of the student. Ni maksudnya phrase between, ayat di antara subjek dengan verb. So missing is verb. So maksudnya verb here must agree with the subject, not with the phrase between ni. Bukan, dia mesti agree dengan subjek. Apa yang kita tengah cakap, kita cakap tentang seorang kan. So dia kena agree dengan subjek ni, bukan dengan ayat yang di antara ni, tengah-tengah ni. Okay, next, the students, subject, who read the story Ni phrase between, ayat di antara, ayat tertengah. Are, ni verb. Kenapa are? Sebab are here is referring to the subject, the students, ada s kan, plural subject. So plural, kita guna are, plural verb. Tu maksudnya. Next, the president. Okay, ni subject. As well as members of parliament. Ni is phrase between. Is verb, ready for the election. So is here, dia tak agree dengan ayat tengah ni, salah. The verb must agree with the subject here. Alright, don't get confused. Okay. Next, rule 7. After this word, okay, make sure you memorize this word so you don't get confused. Okay. After this word, no, anybody, 1, anyone, 2, somebody, 3, everybody, 4, someone, 5, nobody, 6, no one, 7, each one, 8, each, 9, either, 10, neither, 11. So these 11 words, if you see this 11 word, the singular must, the verb must be singular. For example, everyone is singular verb. Okay, everyone is singular subject. Okay, is coming to the birthday party, so is the singular verb. Somebody, singular subject also. Is singular verb. Okay, so remember, if you see these 11 words, anybody, anyone, somebody, everybody, someone, nobody, no one, each one, each, either, neither, so the verb must be singular. Alright. Next, some words end with s. Okay, ada perkataan yang dia memang diakhiri dengan huruf s. Okay, before this I have tell you that words that end with s must be plural kan, but not every word with s is plural. For example, the news here ada s kan, tapi dia bukan plural, dia singular sebab news is berita. News is always have s, memang ada s. Sebab tu kita pakai singular verb. Singular verb. Okay, contoh lain, ada example, mathematics. Mathematics is a subject kan, walaupun ada s, is not mean that mathematics is plural. Okay, mathematics will always have s at the end of the words, so we use singular verb. Okay, maksudnya tak semua perkataan yang hujung dia ada s mesti plural. Okay, contohnya macam the news, ataupun subject ke matematik ke, sains ke, history ke, geografi ke, kalau ada s memang sentiasa singular subject. Okay, right. Next, dah rule berapa ni? Rule 9. Okay, rule 9. Okay, the word money is always singular. Perkataan money, duit, is always singular and must be followed by singular verb. Okay, when you use currencies ni adalah mata wang. Contohnya mata wang ringgit Malaysia, Sing dollar, yen. Okay, semua mata wang macam ni. Actually dollars, pounds ni yang kat UK, and euros in the Europe. You may use a singular or plural verb depending on the meaning. Okay, kita boleh guna singular or plural depending on the meaning, kat maksud. Okay, bergantung pada maksud ayat tu. Okay, for example, number 1, if you are talking about the amount, okay, amount of money, maksudnya jumlah duit tu berapa banyak, 1,000 ke, 2,000 ke, sejuta ke, you must use singular verb. For example, $10. Memanglah ada s kat sini kan, tapi it is a value, nilai. Kita guna is, singular verb. Kalau nilai dia sejuta ke, 2.6 billion ke, it is always singular subject because it is a value. Okay, but if you are referring to the currency itself, you must be a plural verb. You must use a plural verb. Soalnya kalau kita refer kepada currency mata wang tu, kan, kita mesti guna plural verb. Mata wang tu maksud apa? US dollar. US dollar tu nama jenis mata wang kan, kita akan guna plural verb iaitu are. Okay, are always used in the stock market. Okay, soalnya kalau value, value is always singular subject, but the currency itself, nama mata wang tu, is always we use always plural verb. Okay, don't get confused. Next, rules number 10. If the subject is singular and followed by sub-expression like with, including, accompanied by, in addition. Okay, so kalau ada ayat singular subject but in the sentence tu you will find this kind of expression ataupun this kind of sentence kan, with, dengan, including, termasuk, accompanied by, ditemani oleh, in addition to, sebagai tambahan, as well as, dan juga. We use a singular verb. Maksudnya if you see this kind of sentence kan, we use a singular verb. For example, the teacher, the subject kan, this is the subject, as well as his student is going to visit the museum. Again, the verb is not agree with the phrase in between, but the verb is always agree with the subject. Okay, verb dia ni dia tak ikut ayat sebelah. Memang students ni ada s, but it agree with the subject. Okay, if the subject is plural, we use plural verb. For example, the toys, ada s kan. Okay, the toys is plural subject. Including the red car are all. Okay, red car ni, kereta merah ni is singular kan. Tapi are here, we are not following here the red car. Kita tak ikut perkataan noun sebelum dia, tapi we are agree with the subject. Alright, fahamkan tu. Okay, don't get confused. And last one, uncountable noun are always singular, so we use singular verb. Uncountable nouns ni adalah benda-benda yang tak boleh kira. For example, sand, pasir kan, tak boleh kira. Gula tak boleh kira. Susu tak boleh kira. Benda yang tak boleh kira. So we always use singular verb. For example, sugar. Sugar tidak tak boleh kira kan. Sugar ada berapa biji, ada berapa banyak butir dalam tu. So sugar ni uncountable nouns kan, kita guna is. Okay, this is singular verb. Sebab uncountable noun is always singular. The sun, matahari, is shining. Okay, this is fakta. Kalau fakta, kita akan guna singular verb. Sebab matahari ada satu je kan. Kalau kat bumi ni matahari satu je, so we always use singular verb. So I hope this notes will help. So next time if I give you SVA exercise, so you can do it better than before. Alright, thank you.